Okay, this is just a quick video. You'll hear the TV in the background because my daughter's watching TV. But I wanted to just quickly do a little, show you a little bit of how I did this one purse people have been asking me about while I had a second. It was this bag that there was a picture of me in, and it was a black and gray kind of bag, one strand, made on the all-in-one loom. And by made on the all-in-one loom, I mean the strap all the way to the end of the project was made on the all-in-one loom. As for stitches, I can't quite tell you what exactly I did for stitches because I kind of changed it up as I went along. So some was chunky, some was garter, some was just playing around with a different idea. So there's not really a set pattern for this. But by doing this one, it kind of taught me some things to improve on for the next one. So that's what I'm going to share really quick. So if you want to make a bag on the all-in-one loom, determine your size. I have them set out further because I wanted it to be kind of a wide open bag. I'm going to use this when I'm walking to like throw a water bottle in, my keys, things like that I would just need if I'm going for a walk. But what I'm doing is I'm working on one side first to make the strap. And what I have right now going on is a garter stitch and a little bit of a U, as you can see. It depends on how wide you want the strap to be. I actually like the width that's coming out. So this is where I'm improving on from the one over here, because this one I didn't do the garter stitch. I just did a tight stitch and it kind of curled itself, which is fine. I don't mind that. But I wanted to lay flatter this time. And it's messenger style to go across my body instead of just on my shoulder. So when I'm walking, I'm not worrying about a purse strap falling off me or whatever. So as I said, I'm working on the strap first, and I've got, I don't know exactly how many inches done. Now this is what you have to keep in mind, is that there is give. If I'm pulling on this, as you can see, which means once it's on my body and once there's things in the bag, it's going to pull this down even more. So you don't need to make the strap as long as you think. I believe for the first bag, I did like 40 to 45 inches long of a strap, and I wish I wouldn't have, because once I put items in the bag, as you saw in the picture, it kind of pulled it down a little further than I would like. So I would say kind of deduct a few inches off of whatever you think you're going to need. Now the best way to know how long you might need the strap is to take an already existing bag that you have, or if you're a guy trying to make a bag, because messenger style, I believe, can go for both sexes. You could even borrow your wife's bag if you had to, or a girlfriend's, or if you have one on hand, or even a belt that you have, and drape it off across your shoulders, or even if you have one of these kind of flexible tape measures, you can kind of lay it across your body and down and see roughly how many inches you're going to need to get it to lay where you want it, and then deduct maybe like 5 inches for the stretching of the yarn that might happen. So right now I've only got, let's see, let me measure this real quick. I've got about almost 10 inches done of this. So I'm probably, because this is giving a lot, I'm probably only going to make this, let me see, as you can see, it's really stretching, which is fine, but I probably means I'm only going to make this maybe a 30-inch strap, maybe 35 at the most, because I know it's going to stretch some once I put items in it. So that's what your first step is. And once you get the strap the way you want, work on one side. When the strap gets the length you want, it's very easy to bring it back up, and you place it on your peg on the other side. So like, for example, if you were doing a smaller bag, let me loosen this up just to show you. Say I was doing a smaller bag. Up here, move on me. Okay. So say I was doing a smaller bag, and I'd already gotten this length I want. You're just going to bring it back up and place it on these loops on this side, and that will be your strap. You're just going to place them on it, and then you're going to go around in a circle as if you were making a hat, and that's going to be your bag. And all I did is I tapered my bag, which means every so often I moved both these sliders in one, and then I move them in one. But it depends on if you wanted to have, like, one way to show you is if you wanted to have it tapered like this. I mean, I just brought the outer sliders in every so often. But the reality is basically I was making a hat. If you look at it this way, it looks like the top of a hat. And that's how I kind of did the bag on the One Loom, is I did it as if I was doing a hat and binded it off at the bottom. And I was happy with that. And that's what I'm doing for this one. So I'm doing a wider strap this time. And then once I get it the length I want, I'll bring it up. And again, this is not how wide my bag is going to be. And I'll replace some of the beginning loops onto this corresponding slider. And then I'll just work it around. If you want to flap, then what you could do is kind of stop before you do the, you could just work one side and make your flap. I didn't want to flap this time because I basically just wanted to be able to reach in and grab my keys, grab my water if I'm walking, and I didn't really want to deal with a flap. But you could add one if you wanted, similar to how we've done in other bags. But I really like this idea of the strap being all done on the loom, so you can see if it's done. So if you want to try that, go for it. Determine how wide you want your bag to be, and then determine how long you might need this to be. Obviously, if you're not plus size, you're probably not going to need as many inches. So that's why I'm saying take a bag you already have and see how that strap is on you, and get a better idea of if you're going to want it to be messenger style, where you need it to fall. If that makes any sense. Okay? I hope this helps.